right, now time for our speaker. You ready for this, girl? She's ready. She's ready. Elizabeth Rodriguez has been a member of this chapel for about 17 years. That's a long time. Since 2007. She served as presider. She is currently part of the hospitality committee. She supports the pre-Sunday services, healing ministry, and she also serves as vice president of our board of directors. So she's a busy lady. Elizabeth came to the U.S. from England when she was 20 years old. Her husband at the time was in the Air Force, and they lived in Brooklyn, New York, North Carolina, Georgia, before going overseas to Germany, and they traveled extensively there. And then she moved back to Virginia in 1992 after her divorce. So she has 3 amazing girls, many grandchildren, and some great-grandchildren. She's a pet sitter, and she currently has, count them, 12 cats. Elizabeth's life partner takes care of them when she's doing one of the things she loves to do, which is travel. She enjoys being around like-minded people and has studied under Loretta Kless, someone who's also one of my previous mentors, Reverend Jenny Seeley, near and dear to all of our hearts, and for psychic development and healing, Fernand Keenan and Lori Seeley for shamanic practitioner training, and looks forward to learning many new spiritual modalities. Please join me in welcoming Elizabeth, first-time speaker to our chapter.
Good morning, everybody here in the chapel and on Zoom. And my name's Elizabeth. And as you know, this is my first time speaking, and you all think I'm going to speak about cats. But I'd like to speak today on the spirituality of flowers. What might you say do flowers have to do with spirituality and God? I look at flowers and I see not just their beauty, but how amazing that all the different types and colors of intricate designs come from a seed. How does that seed know what color or type of flower to become? How do the seeds know when to burst through the dirt and become a beautiful bud and bloom into roses, iris, and pansies, etc.? Only God could create or allow us to produce such beauty and creativity using DNA to create new species. Flowers have held deep spiritual meaning and symbolic significance across cultures and traditions for centuries. The spiritual healing of flowers often reflect themes of growth, purity, and transformation, making them an integral part of rituals and beliefs. Blooms like roses and lotus are revered for their divine associations, symbolizing enlightenment and love. Flowers and their spiritual meaning have been used in sacred texts, ancient traditions, and meditative practices, serving as tools for spiritual growth, healing, and blessings. Their beauty, fragrance, and symbolism make them powerful tools for connecting with the divine. The purity of the lotus or the calming energy of lavender flowers remind us of the spiritual essence within all living beings. Flowers have a complicated socio-emotional connotation, since they are frequently used to express a wide range of emotions, including sympathy, sorrow, shame, love, pride, joy, and even religious sentiments. This appreciation for flowers extended beyond their physical beauty. People understand that flowers held deeper spiritual and moral significance. In the Bible, flowers often symbolize various virtues, such as love, faith, and hope, as well as significant events in the lives of biblical figures. The rosary is strongly associated with the rose. Rose petals were made into a paste that made the beads. The term rosary comes from the Latin word rosarium, meaning a garland or crown of roses. This dates back to the 14th and the 15th century, when it was said that Mary gave the rosary to Saint Dominic, the rose being one of the flowers used to symbolize the Virgin Mary. Okay, and now I'd like to tell you about a few flower meanings. And I just love flowers. The lotus represents enlightenment and spiritual awakening. It blooms in muddy waters, representing the ability to rise above challenges and remain untouched by negativity. It is often a metaphor for spiritual purity. The lotus flower can regulate its temperature, similar to warm-blooded animals. Interesting. The fragrance jasmine, the fragrance of divine love. And Susan brought me a flower here that smells delicious, a gardenia. The jasmine is the fragrance of divine love, not only for its intoxicating fragrance, but also for its profound spiritual meaning. Linked to love and spirituality, jasmine represents purity, love, and a spiritual connection between humans and the divine. Their fragrance helps calm the mind during meditation, and jasmine oil is widely used in aromatherapy for relaxation. Its calming scent helps reduce stress and improve sleep quality. So we need some in the bedroom. And the peace lily is visually appealing and purifies like air, increasing humidity, reducing allergens and irritants. Its graceful white blooms are thought to symbolize peace and spiritual harmony. Marigolds, with their vibrant yellow and orange hues, are the flowers of devotion and impermanence of life. In Hindu rituals, they represent surrender to the divine. Aloe vera is a natural air purifier. It releases oxygen at night, improving air quality. Its spiritual symbolism includes healing and protection, ideal for creating a holistic sanctuary at home. Finally, wildflowers. Some consider them weeds. Dandelions, to me, are beautiful, vibrant yellow like the sun. Thistles, mellow yellow and purple. And those tiny blue, yellow, purple, and white flowers that grow in the grass. Buttercups, clover, and many other so-called weeds. I love them all. They are God's divine plan to feed the birds, bees, and insects. And I do have a personal story that I'd like to share with you. Being raised Catholic, at age 9, 10, I was confirmed into the church. I took the name Teresa after the little flower, Saint Teresa of the Roses. All my life, roses have been important to me, from my mother's beautiful rose garden in England to my wedding bouquet and all the events where I was given one rose or many roses and flowers. They always made me smile. I remember my father would give my mother a rose every Friday when he got paid, and continued even after retiring. Shortly before I was married in September 1971, my beloved grandfather was diagnosed with a terminal illness. I wanted to put my wedding bouquet on his grave. It was small but beautiful, 12 velvet red roses and baby's breath. I put it in my mother's freezer in the garage. January 1973, I came to America. My granddad passed in March 1973. I could not go back to England at that time. I asked my mother to take the bouquet out of the freezer. After 18 months, I did not think it would be good, but she thawed it out and it said it still looked beautiful, and I believed her. And she put it on his grave for me and took a picture. Over the years, when I needed guidance or had a difficult decision to make, I would ask for his help. He always gave me a sign. About 10 years later, October the 1st, 1982, I had surgery. And the end of December, I was still in a lot of pain and discomfort. We lived on base in North Carolina, and that year was a cold December, and my little 4x6 garden was bare of everything. My 2 rose bushes were just twigs. I asked my granddad to give me sign that all was healing well. A few days later, I saw something on the rose twig, and to my amazement, it was a bud. No green leaves, just a bud. A few days later, it opened to a beautiful red rose. That was my sign, and I started to heal. And I hope you all stop and smell the roses and also all the other flowers and live a life in full bloom. Thank you.